So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Eazy Conversations. Thanks a lot to everyone who listened to the last episode featuring the homie Matt and I. Hope you enjoyed listening to us give our thoughts and opinions on the power of advertising in the 21st century and just everything that's going on in the world. And yeah, it's another episode 165 of Eazy Conversations. I'm extremely excited, of course, to be back in the studio virtually with the homie Matt. Says up to the people.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great time right now, enjoying the last days of summer. Really excited for today's episode. Eric's gonna be more laid back. It could go anywhere. I love these types of episodes. Very chill. Why don't you kick us off, Eric, with what the topic is for the day?
Yeah, we needed definitely a cool down, chill episode after that intense who can forget conversation on just how addictions are formed nowadays through advertising and all that stuff. So we're gonna be going just with kind of a recap of what's been going on in our summers as we're in the dog days of summer right now. And with the fall creeping in, that crispy weather, talk about plans that we have or things we want to do. Could go anywhere really with this, but we'll just start off with some kind of summer recap and what's been happening. So Matt, what's the first thing that you want to kick us off with in terms of what you've been doing and yeah, just how that's all going for you?
So I remember, Eric, we did a pod a while ago about like some of our summer goals and like things we'd like to do this year. We do this, I think, every year. And now that, we're winding down, I want to a little update on some of the things. Well, first of all, we'll just start off nice and simple with golf. This year has been my best golf year of in my life in terms of consistency on the course. Not getting frustrated, which was huge for me. And me not getting frustrated and being more relaxed equaled a better golf game for me. And again, guys, this is all relative to my own struggles and skill. I still want to do better and improve, but the last 3-4 times I've golfed with my dad, it's been really fun and great in terms of I'm not getting frustrated because I'm able to hit the ball, not lose as many balls, play with the rhythm and flow and not and count all my score basically, which I've never done in my life, Eric, consistently fill out my scorecard, not get frustrated. So that's been fun this year. Me and my dad were trying to go every week. We kind of lose that streak when I have to work extra days and then I don't get to golf. But I'm going again on Tuesday. Today is Sunday, so I'm going in 2 more days. That'll be fun. But yeah, my golf update on that been really good, Eric. I think if I do this every year for 2-3 more years, I'm going to be at a level where I'm comfortable playing with more people and doing it even more often. I think it's going to snowball one day where I want to do it more and more. I'm sure you've had that experience, Eric, where it's all right, this year, hasn't this year been your best in terms of playing amount, right, Eric?
Definitely, yeah. So we're on the same page there. But I'm first of all super happy to hear that you've been going consistently. That's the biggest thing, right? Is when you have 3 weeks off in between rounds of golf, it's tough to build any momentum and know okay, what was I doing right last time, wrong? What was my last round again? So that's awesome. First of all, happy to hear that. And then, yeah, just going more often, you'll naturally improve. And you'd be surprised at how quickly you can improve if you bump it up from once to maybe twice a week next year. The improvements you make can be quite significant in a short amount of time. You're setting yourself up, I think, for a realistic goal of 2 to 3 years of improvement. But it may really only be as soon as next year you'll realize, oh my God, I'm so much better already. That's kind of the jump I've seen in some people in my life, and even myself. I had I said earlier in the year, soft goal of hitting in the 70s this year. I was kind of just not hell bent on doing it. If I did, it'd be awesome. But I did that. I have since then as well. So as long as you just keep going. You don't have to set these crazy expectations for yourself, but I feel like just going is 90% of the work, and then the other 10% is just figuring it all out in the course and doing these tiny little things that every micro change matters to your golf shot. But just going a lot, you'll get better. So happy to hear that. And yeah, for me too, I've been out 47 times this year, so the most by far. My goal is to play 50 times this year. I'm going to smash that number, of course. Now I'm looking at 60 would be nice. If I don't, it's no big deal. But I'm really happy with the amount of times I've been able to go out, and with the membership that I have, I've been able to do like a few trips. So I think last time I had mentioned we went out to Toronto for a weekend, and last weekend we just went to Mont Tremblant, played 4 rounds there. So that was like taking advantage of that has been one of the biggest perks or fun things of the summer for me. Just focusing on the golf game, improving, and just in this one year, like I feel much more confident just with kind of every shot. Honestly, there's not many shots that I'm super nervous about. Even like a little, for example, in the past, like if I'm short of the green and there's a bunker in front of the green, and then the green's right there, so I'd have to chip over the bunker and land it in front of the green so it rolls on.
Right.
Used to be seen as like the climbing Mount Everest, but now I look at it like I can make this shot. Do I always do it? Of course not, but I'm not as nervous hitting those shots anymore that I was back in the day. So that's been a great plus for me, is the confidence gained on the course in most situations. Like obviously there's some shots like what am I doing here? Like there's just swing and pray for the best, but that's been really fun for me as well. So maybe next year I feel like I'll take you out to Greyhawk. We'll have a good time out there. I went with your dad once out there, and I'd be down to go out with him and you as well again. Like who knows, maybe this year, next year. But yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, that part doesn't. I won't say that part scares me, but like I will get intimidated by a tougher course. But what you said is true. Like me improving fast, because my first round of the year to my last round, Eric, I'm like a completely different player in terms of confidence, and because I've played so much, or not so much, the most I've ever played, I saw myself improving a lot.
Nice.
And golf is a game, obviously we all know, those who play, like when you hit a nice shot, there's no greater feeling. When you hear that sound of good contact, there's no greater feeling. Like it's jubilation, right? And like figuring stuff out. Anyways, golf, I just want to bring that out first. Super easy to talk about. It's been fun though. It's the perfect summer thing to do too, Eric. We had a really nice summer this year. Like, I don't know, we're just coming off a stretch. I don't know about you, but it's rained here maybe like once, really like rained hard once in the last 3 weeks here, and it's so nice. And gotta get like we play early, and it's super hot already, and it's like, all right, get the round of golf out of the way early in the day because it's so hot. I've truly been blessed in the like August has been a great month for me, Eric, in terms of like spending time outside, not being glued to a screen, just doing things outdoors. But yeah, did you want anything else to add for golf, or do you want to touch on your Mont Tremblant trip? You said just super nice courses, I guess. Or?
Really nice courses, and that was really just jam packed. Golf on Friday, played a round in Montreal, 2 rounds on Saturday in Tremblant, and then one on Sunday morning, and then headed back. And it flew by, honestly. We went out for dinner on Saturday night, just stayed in on the Friday night, but it was just like go, and it was the first time that I actually played 36 holes in a day. And actually, probably, no, it's not. What am I talking about? But it was the first time in a long time, but really nice where like you get in a rhythm in that first round. You've tweaked some things, and then for the second round, you're feeling fresh. Like we took a cart in the second round, and it was like the weather we got was not too hot. There was a bit of overcast, so I feel like if it was a scorching summer day, like a 30-degree bender, which we've had a lot of those this summer, would be a different story. Like cart for sure, but didn't really feel the need to be drinking that much water. Like obviously still do, but yeah, no, and it was a nice way to have your like morning round, and then it's noon basically, and you feel like you've accomplished so much, and you still have so much of your day to go. Even if you just play 1 round in the morning, you still get that feeling, but being out again, it was like, wow, like it felt like a new day basically. Like the second round was a different day. But yeah, a lot of fun. Tough courses like Le Maître and La Bite were hard, but I was really happy with how I played personally. My goal was if I can be in the 80s in any of the rounds, like I'd be happy. Like that's what I strive to shoot for these days, 80s. If I go in the 90s on a new course, I'm okay with that. 90s at my course, I'm not really happy anymore, but thankfully it was all 80s and 170 actually. So it was nice to get that like in new courses, really good times. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that trip and the Toronto one. Probably it for golf trips this summer, but next year, like I'm looking forward to doing more. Maybe like Muskoka area as well. But
Oof.
yeah, no, I think that's it really for me for golf. The improvement's been nice. But sticking on subject though, this has been a big like the theme for me this summer has been fitness in terms of the different
Mm,
sports I've been playing. So I actually played tennis this morning before doing the pod.
right.
I've been doing like kind of consistently with my buddy 7 to 9 a.m. tennis games on Sundays. Great way to start the day. That has also helped improve my cardio a lot. I feel like it's gonna translate over to hockey where like he's making me run corner to corner and I'm returning those shots. Obviously not every time, but it's such a satisfying feeling to get sent to cross crease back and forth. He's thinking easy 15 for me, but I'm just slugging it over the net like a young Alcaraz, and yeah, no, it's been fun. So playing tennis a lot this summer, I've really enjoyed, and it's something that I want to keep going next summer as well. And I'm
Right.
glad that golf, while I've played a lot more golf than tennis, it hasn't cut into the fact that I'm not playing tennis because of the golf.
Yeah. This is it seems to me, Eric, you have a very you're very good at like organizing your time and scheduling. Not like I feel like someone that wants to do all the golf, tennis, you're doing your stuff with your fermenting your food,
Oh,
and
it's coming up
you have
next.
a very good time organization skill, Eric, and I don't. Seems to me like you don't waste a lot of time. Like you like planning stuff, and
Mm.
I'm sure you have scheduled time too to like just sit down and watch movies and TV shows. But I admire that because I try to do the same with me. You played 47 time rounds of golf, right? Like that's all stuff that has to be penciled in your schedule. You got
Yeah.
to work around your work schedule as well, right, Eric? So I admire that. Also, something you mentioned last time, you still did the ultimate frisbee this summer once a week.
Oh yeah, so that's the last thing really on the fitness journey for summer is the consistent Monday games, which like I said, it's been a really hot summer. I feel like those Monday games like ended up being the hottest days of the week every week. Basically, were scorchers. So yeah, our team we ended up making the playoffs actually, which only the top four teams in the
Oh,
league made. And we started off like we won our first game, but then went on like a 6 game bender of a losing streak. So it looked like that was going to be our only win this year. But we clawed back, won 5 in a row, made the playoffs, and then we had to play the first place team. We lost, and then there was the consolation game, I guess, for third place. We lost that as well. But just making the top four was a win for our team, and the best thing is we had a lot of new players who had never played before, and even all of us, returning and new players, improved a lot as the year went on. And I don't know if I've talked about it on the pod, but me, like I'm more of a wide receiver, like we'll go to the end zone, catch long bombs, but and we only have a few people on the team who can really throw those long bombs so that when they're not on the
mm-hmm.
field or if one of them's not there, we don't have many throwers on the team. So Andy and I have actually we bought a frisbee and we have been going to the park a few times
Mm-hmm.
just throwing and for us really practicing the flick. So like the forehand throw basically, which for
Mm-hmm.
the life of me I could never throw back in the day, but I'm really
Yeah.
happy with the improvements there. And my goal for next year would be to be someone who can make those long throws and be kind of a quarterback dual threat out there.
Mm.
So that I've been really happy with the improvements on just the throwing the forehand flick, because when someone's covering you, they're like up in your grill and they're gonna be
Yeah.
prioritizing blocking that backhand pass, the traditional
Yeah.
pass, right? So they want you to flick, which they know it's a harder throw. So I've been able to step out a bit and do the flick. Really happy with that. It's a satisfying feeling to also receive the validation from the person guarding you, like, hey, nice flick. I'm like, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. But again, you got to just search for that internal validation. Not really need that from strangers, but it's still nice to have. So, yeah, no, Ultimate Frisbee, a lot of fun. Looking forward to doing it again next year. And hopefully, if we need a sub, Matt, and I text you, you're able to make it.
Oh. Well, about that, this could transition to my next thing of. Well, no. Let me first off say no. I'll just say this now. work for Ultimate Frisbee. So my work is gonna change a little bit coming in the fall. I don't want to close the book on summer, but my schedule might be changing very soon. So I may be able to actually cover these games next year. Who knows? And honestly, I've been working nights now since January, overnight, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And there's a small chance I'm back on a day schedule in 2-3 weeks. Nice. So that would be really nice. And then I could do more things. But now back to summer. My physical fitness, or me trying to stay fit, that's one thing I slacked on this summer. I was supposed to go running at least once this year. I didn't do it once. But now my new plan, Eric, is to buy a bicycle and bike around. I think we talked about this already. Bike around my house and my neighborhood. I don't have a neighborhood. It's just empty fields, but that's like the best routes to bike. I don't know. I've just been very busy. I just put that in the back burner in terms of like, I want to get my cardio up too, Eric, because I have hockey starting next week, once a week.
Nice.
And I know it's going to be rough as hell. Like I'm glad I walked the golf courses when I played, because that helped a little bit. And, being on my feet all day at work helps. But like, man, I haven't really got my heart pumping yet. Like we need to, like when we're playing hockey, and where you're getting that from your tennis and Ultimate Frisbee, which is fantastic. Man, myself, Eric, I haven't played tennis in so long. Like, I know I remember how to play and I could hit the ball back, but man, if you and I played against each other, you'd have to like dumb it down. You'd have to like sink back to my level just so you don't, it wouldn't be fun for you just hitting the ball and never getting it returned, right? So I gotta get better on that. Honestly, it all comes down to, sometimes I'm super tired after my work week that I just want to like binge eat, because when you work nights, I don't know if people know this, but like you eat less when you work overnight because it's the middle of the night. You're not eating a big supper anymore. You're eating more snacks. And then when I get home from my 3-day stint or 4-day stint on nights, I just want to like binge junk food and like drinks like crazy, Eric. But yeah, I have to do a better job of that. I still do workouts every week in my garage. Nice. Like I don't lose that, but I don't do anything that keeps my heart pumping and will increase my cardio. I think that's going to be more important too. The older I get. How are you doing? Like you don't even have to kind of work out, or you're already kind of working out, doing all your 4 sports a week, right?
So that's what I tell myself, but I do actually. I was gonna say that for the fall, like that's my plan, is to actually get a gym membership and get back into it, because I feel like I at most I'll work out once a week, if that, because I tell myself like I'm doing all these sports, I don't need to work out, but I do feel like I've lost maybe like the slightest muscle mass, but I'm still using my muscles, so it's not that bad. But I do want to have some gains, as the kids say, right? So I feel like by having that committed, whatever it is, $30 bi-weekly at Good Life, I'll force myself to go a few times a week. And once golf dies down, or once golf is gone, that could be my substitute for where like I golf 2-3 times a week. I can go to the gym 2-3 times a week for a fraction of the time, right? So it's just gonna be about like you said, scheduling that. Okay, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday mornings or whatever, I'm going, and that's that. So, and I feel like having that cost associated to it will make me really go, because right now, like I don't have much motivation to do home workouts. Even though we have a decent amount of equipment, I'm just not into it. I feel like having a wider web of weights available to me will push me to try different exercises and push it a little more. So workout is slacking big time, but I've got these other sports, which I'm gonna segue. Like I'll still have sports in the fall and winter, but I want to add that in there as well. So and I love that you got a bike as well, biking around. Like I'll just say quickly, like last episode I mentioned it, but I've been biking a lot as well. Like at least once a week. If ever I need to go somewhere, I'm taking my bike now. Like I went to Shoppers to get a prescription, biked all the way down St. Joseph, was sweating like a pig when I got back. But, I felt good about myself not using my car. It was like a 15-minute bike ride, not that bad. But if you know St. Joseph. There's the peaks and
Yeah.
valleys you're going up and down, and hauling a backpack, like it's just leaving sweat marks on my back when I got there and back. No bike parking lot too, which I did not appreciate. I feel like every establishment in 2025 should have a bike rack so you can,
Yeah.
promote that healthy behavior. But hey, maybe if I run for mayor one day, that'll be a requirement that I push on the municipalities of Ottawa. Anyways,
Skip this audio clip right now. Play it back. 30 years from now. That's awesome.
that's the retirement
I want to
plan.
ask you. Yeah, I want to ask you a question, Eric. Back to the scheduling thing. Like, do you sorry? Do you schedule in advance often? Like, do you know what you're going to be doing your next week, or do you just pencil in stuff 2-3 days in advance? Like, how? Because you're a very organized person. I just want to pick your brain. Like, do you know what you're doing the next 2 weeks, or do you have stuff open for? Oh, do you want to go golfing tomorrow? Like, you have availability like that. Like, how does it work for you, Eric?
Yeah, so with golf, like it's especially well now that there's gonna be less people golfing, I won't have to plan as much in advance. But no, typically like I know you can book tee times up to 5 days in advance, and I like to lock them in. Like if for example, like for a Saturday morning, I could book those tomorrow. I have to book that on Monday. Like I'm not waiting until Thursday to see if anyone wants to golf Saturday.
Okay.
But then there's impromptu golf rounds. Like if Andy's like, I have plans with friends Tuesday night going to see a movie. I'm like, book a tea time right now. Like I'm doing something because like I just found out she has plans. Like that's literally what's happening this Tuesday. So I was able to book that kind of last minute. So there's a bit of both, but I do like to know like what my week looks like overall.
Okay.
I'm not really a 2 week in advance guy, but a 1 week in advance guy for sure.
Okay.
So like this week I have it's 80% clear what I'm doing every day. Now I leave some wiggle room open. Don't want to be too rigid where it's like I'm golfing this day, and then Andy's like, all right, what are we doing, kind of thing. Like you leave some days open and make plans together. But yeah, and then last minute activities, those don't really happen these days for us anyways. Like we normally know in advance. But you mentioned yesterday that like I like to be productive, and you mentioned earlier. I mean that I like to schedule some movie time or whatever. But even that these days, I sometimes feel like I'm just wasting time. Like I watched a movie yesterday morning because my golf was canceled, and then I went to throw on another movie after. I got like 40 minutes in. I was like, I feel like I'm just wasting time right now. So I went upstairs and took an old painting that I had, and I just then painted over it and gave it a facelift kind of. I'll have it on display at some point when it's dried here, but yeah, so like I do feel like I need to be doing productive stuff in my day at some point. Like I don't like just lounging and watching movies. Yeah.
I understand. And but do you also know, like, in terms of like cooking, do you know like where you're gonna cook the next 5 days, or do you decide that day in day out?
No,
okay,
5 days in advance, no chance. Like the most we'll have is like 2-3 days in a row, just because we know we have like a dinner that we're going to, or like if we're both going to the office together one day, like we're gonna get takeout. Like it's kind of like that, but we don't know. Like okay, Tuesday's shrimp tacos, Wednesday is a slow cooker whole chicken, Thursday is like pork chops, like whatever. Like we don't have like a designated dinner for each night, which maybe we should have, because it is a struggle like every day. Like, all right, what are we doing tomorrow, kind of thing. We've talked about that before, but try to. But no, we don't have a full week planned. Do you?
Well, like to me, that's the hardest part of my week is figuring out what I'm gonna cook. So because I work, I cook before I go to work for the night. I'll have everything planned 4 or 5 days in advance, knowing what I also bought that week. I do groceries once a week. So that's when I do my planning in the grocery store, basically. So yes, I do know what I'll be cooking the next 4 or 5 days based on what I bought at the grocery store that week. It makes it easier. I wake up, I know exactly what I'm cooking. I don't have to think about it. There's no thought to it. Now I'm getting into more my fall-winter lineup, which includes more slow cooking, like using the crock pot, less barbecuing, more using my oven more basically in crock pot. So it's great.
Nice.
What was the last thing I was going to ask you? You're talking about biking. I was going to remark, yeah, you biked all the way down, like from St. Joseph Trim, all the way down to the shoppers near Place d'Orleans.
Yeah. Kind of a
That's,
mission,
that's a
honestly.
hectic bike ride.
Yeah, like if I had known at the time that I should have just went to the one on Portobello, I think I would have done that. But
I was gonna ask you about that.
because I was coming back from my doctor's, which is on St. Joseph's, I'm just like, all right, let's just go to Shoppers now. Didn't really think ahead, kind of like I failed to do with my meal planning for the week. But now I know, right? So if ever I have to go to the doctor, get a prescription, I'll just take the extra 5-10 minutes to go to Portobello and then bike thereafter. But regardless, it was a nice little, like, I was able to go on my lunch hour working from home, so it was nice. But yeah, no, I was pretty tired. Like, that was a good workout for Monday, pre-Ultimate Frisbee. Probably why we lost that semifinal game. I was gassed for my bike ride. But anyways, just
That's good. That's
now,
good.
I just want to add, like you mentioned earlier, that I've been fermenting stuff like I mentioned a few episodes ago. I can give a good update on how that's been going. So I gave 2 tries now to making fermented pickles. The first one was like a full-on fail. There was mold that grew. I didn't have the proper glassware and weights that you need to submerge everything. Now I have all that. And I successfully did ferment pickles. Now my problem is like they tasted like dog shit. So I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I committed to making these pickles. Now I did make a mistake in that you're supposed to cut the blossom end off of the pickle or the cucumber. I guess they're like, that's the one at the tip, and I cut the base. Supposed to flip those around, and it's supposed to make the pickles crunchier. So I obviously inverted them. Now, regardless of if these pickles were crunchier, I don't think it would have changed how they outright taste. Like, they were just very salty. Yeah, they were a little on the mushier side, but it just had a heavy taste of salt, and I wasn't about it. So I think going forward, I'm going to be pickling pickles. Like, I'm not going to abandon that because I've enjoyed how those turn out, but the fermented pickles, just not for me. Now, on the flip side, the fermented red cabbage slaw is incredible. And that's something that I'm just going to be keeping in rotation. I've got a massive batch brewing as we speak. Basically, a red cabbage, an ambrosia apple, and some carrots. You put a little garlic in there too, and then just salt and water. And you have that submerged. After 5 to 7 days, you can start tasting. And then you put it in the fridge. And it's just such a nice, you add it on to pretty much anything. A salad, I've made quesadillas and thrown those in.
Wow.
A breakfast wrap. It's just a nice little crunch with a tang in it. And it's good for you, right? And that's been like a hit out here with Andy and myself. Like, we've both loved that. And then I've also fermented cauliflower, carrots, and celeries just like in a jar together. Eat those as a snack, honestly. Like, just take a few, whatever. Put them in a salad, nice little add-on. And yeah, those are the ones that are tried and tested. And now I've got another batch of stuff brewing as we speak. Cauliflower again with turmeric in it, actually. Ginger and garlic. And then I'm trying fermented green beans. So I've just got those in a little jar. Green beans, salt, garlic, and lemon zest. I've actually just peeled lemon skin off and thrown them in the jar and see how that goes. So that's kind of what I'm actively working on now, and I do have other stuff planned that I'll get into when we get into the fall stuff. But yeah, no, fermentation, I'm obsessed right now with it. Like, that's kind of my kick. I have an obsessive personality. When I'm into something, I'm really into it, and that's the F word in this household these days. Fermentation, baby.
I love this, Eric, because I know nothing about it. Well, until you brought it up the last time. But I'm a big fan of creating your own, like,
exactly.
You're making food that you're going to be using in your recipes, and like, it's tasting delicious. You're doing something outside the box, not just going to the grocery store buying it. You're making it yourself. I love that. You're using like cauliflower, carrots, celery, stuff that could be used in a million different things. I love it. Cabbage. I don't really eat cabbage, like red cabbage, but like I do like I just have like, I don't know. I'm more of a, for now I'm just doing basic things, but I love hearing this. Still haven't done a garden yet, but I will one day. I can't wait to hear about your fall play. I guess we'll just jump into the fall stuff now.
Yeah.
What we have planned. Let's just touch on like next month. We have. I guess when this comes out, it'll be September already. But we have. It's fun for me, Eric, myself, because it seems like every year there's a new a wedding to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was yours. This year it's our cousin Sarah's wedding next month, and I'm looking forward to that. It's like every September there's a wedding for me to go to. I'm really enjoying this, and I can't wait to go to Sarah's wedding. Are you excited for it? I mean, I really am. So.
Oh yeah, no, I had that as a talking point as well. Really excited for Sarah and Gus. Gonna be a great time. Lagos, I believe, is the Lago or Lagos, but really nice spot, like scenic Dow's Lake, and should be good food. I'm looking forward to just again getting out there with all the cousins, dancing, partying. Which again, we don't see each other as much these days, right? Like it's gonna be, I think, a lot of weddings are gonna be what bring us together, and nice to see everybody just in a jovial mood. And happy for Sarah and Gus. They've been together a long time. It feels like they are married. Like with Andy and I, like it feels like we've been married for a long time. And we just get to celebrate with everybody. It's a great time. Everyone can look fresh. I don't know if I'll be able to get a new suit done this year. My plan is to get a new suit next year, but I do think I can spruce up a suit that I already have right now and wear that there. But it'll be fun. Really looking forward to it. Because, I haven't seen them since the Pong tourney, I guess. It's not that long ago. But the other cousins, right? Like, Dill, I haven't seen a little bit. Emma, Julia, I feel like they're always out. They're either traveling somewhere or Julia's out east, right? So it's fun to see them. Then they kind of start preparing or talking about, too, like, Emma and Dylan's weddings as well, which are going to be next summer. So that'll be fun, too.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that. But you hit the nail on the head with just being all together, eating good food, then dancing, celebrating. Yeah. That's what we do best, I find. The Zedashis do a very good job of like just eating and being together and like shooting the shit, basically. You know, that's what I love the most. Seeing everyone. It is fun seeing you guys, like some people at the beer pong tournament, like Zach. I don't see Zach often, right? So that's fun. And Sarah, Gus. That's always a great time. Frank, I don't even it's pretty bad with my sister Erica. I barely see her throughout the year too, and I don't really hang out with her. I don't know. We've never been super, super close like you and Zach are. It's good to see everyone. And she also lives an hour and 15 minutes away from me, so.
That's what I was going to say. Like,
what can you do?
Proximity is just something that will naturally either hurt or help a dynamic, right? So like the further you are from someone, the harder it is to really, and in your busy schedules, right, like to make time to hang out. So no, that'll be fun. Really looking forward to that for sure. Of course, I'm sure some fantasy hockey talk will occur as we'll be close to the draft, and maybe some under the table deals. We'll see what happens there, but I'm excited.
Also,
go ahead.
Yeah. No, you said something really good, Eric. Proximity. Like, part of me likes being isolated, but the shitty part is if I wasn't, like, if I lived in Ottawa, I could be like, we'd be doing this pod in person all the time. Then we could probably like hang out and do something. But then it's like the disadvantages of being clustered and all the noise, which don't bother me. But I mean, I can't just think of myself here. Okay, the fantasy. So you convinced your father-in-law to join? Like, is he all in?
Didn't take much convincing. Awesome. He's ready to roll. Okay. He's done a league of his own as well. He asked me to join his because there's actually a spot in there, but I don't want to have two leagues. Like, I actually gave up fantasy football because I feel like it was something that was taking attention and time and adding stress for me too. Like those Sunday fantasy football days are like dopamine when everything's going well, and then pure depression when no one's getting anything for you, right? So I'm glad I just got rid of that, and now can just focus on hockey, which helped me win last year, not a big deal. And now hopefully this year can keep that going. Like, what I'm worried about for me this year, though, is like I traded so many picks away to ensure I got the win last year that it's going to hurt me in the draft. But, I like to have a few tricks up my sleeve and hopefully can make some good picks in the draft, make some trades as required, and we'll see where it goes from there. But no, I'm pumped for hockey to start up. Like that's the thing I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm looking forward to the most in the fall is hockey coming back, and then fantasy. Like I just love that stuff. So I'll be here before we know it, and hopefully people are doing their research because it don't stop with me. But yeah, no, excited. How are you feeling going into this season? Have you identified your keepers? You know what's going on Saul Goodman's team, or?
As of today, no, but like I know I have the first couple weeks of September to do all that.
Yeah.
I will be doing heavy research at work, like during my breaks and I have a lot of phone time at work when I'm on lunch and breaks, and there's nothing to do in the middle of the night. That's if I stay on nights too. So we'll see. But no, I'm excited for hockey. Watching it, playing it, and doing the fantasy, they're all combined now.
Yeah.
Watching it's even more fun having the fantasy league that you created, Eric, because now I care about every other score, all the other teams' results, because my players can get points, right? That's the best part of fantasy hockey, in my opinion. All the games matter to me, and I like watching all the highlights, and not just the Sens, but everyone. Eric, you kind of ran away with the league last year. Like, you were solidly in first for a long time, and you freaking had an awesome team. And I think you can do the same again this year, because technically you can take this year's picks and then trade them for better players and keep doing that. And you're also good at drafting players that I don't necessarily know if they're going to have their breakout time, but you're aware about the pulse of where the players, like, you have a good feeling about, like, when they're going to break out. Like, players now that are really good, like, I remember you knew of them before I and a lot of us, so that's really cool. And you do, but I mean, it's not because you're lucky. You do your research, right? You could probably name me 10 rookies right now, and I could probably name you only one or two. So that's awesome. Playing hockey, I'm super excited. I start next week. We do like September to April.
Nice.
So it's a pretty intense season. It's going to be rough at first, but it's going to be like get back into shape. It's going to be good. You're doing your beer league too, Eric, you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, so hockey coming back. Me too. It's more
when does that start for you?
Late September. I think it's the week of the 21st. So still a few weeks of just calm before the storm. Okay. I feel like that first game is always a little rough. I actually need to buy a new stick, which I'm for sure going to put off until September 20th. But I need a new stick, sharpen my skates, and then get out there with just fresh, hopefully better cardio too. But always a rough first game and then the day after, right? But after that, up to speed, and looking forward to seeing the guys I play hockey with who are not people I see at all really during the summer. So fun to have a different group to hang out with. Then squash gonna start up soon as well, and working out too. So no, looking forward to a busy slate of again scheduling stuff in, physical activity, and just hockey. But I was thinking about this actually today, where like I'm looking forward to hockey, but I feel like I was more looking forward to golf going into the summer, and golf has like for sure supplanted hockey as my favorite sport to play. Like I'm excited for hockey, don't get me wrong, but like, because I feel like with golf, there's so much more to accomplish where I've for sure peaked at hockey. Like maybe I'll get a little better if I keep getting in shape and get stronger. But I feel like on golf, and also hockey depends on the team I'm playing against, right? Like there's been games in the past where I'm just dominant out there, and then you go against another team and I can't do anything. So with golf, it's really just yourself, and sure, maybe the course is playing a little harder, but you're fully in control of your fate out there. And I like that there's nowhere to go but up really in golf, whereas hockey, we'll see. But it's the team aspect is fun. Winning at hockey is fun. And I guess Ultimate's kind of similar where there's more to gain. But I wouldn't put Ultimate ahead of hockey there. But yeah, golf is my favorite for sure right now.
Yeah, like hockey is probably peaked in your early 20s in terms of like cardio and physical. Like they say your 20s is your best hockey years, right? Or any athletes.
Right.
But not like golf. Golf, you're gonna be better at 60 than you are now at golf, probably.
Hopefully, yeah.
Like you're gonna be so precise and know your clubs that you're gonna be a wizard. You're only 30 years old, 31.
Yeah.
imagine double that, Eric. Double your golf everything, and just imagine. Um, you started golf. Yeah, I wish I had done this 10 years ago, but you know what? I'm starting now. That's all that matters. I'll be 34 this year. I feel like that's
Exactly.
still super young, so I could say the same about myself here.
For
So
sure.
I thought you were gonna say you like watching golf more than
Oh,
hockey.
no.
I thought you were gonna say golf is number one, but I'm like, no, okay. The Sims
No.
are still number one.
That,
It's
that,
super fun to yeah.
that'd be insane to say. Like, golf, like, yeah, don't get me wrong. It can be very fun to watch golf, and you get really into it, and like, you admire the great shots they make, but it's not fast paced enough to be as captivating as hockey. And no, hockey's my favorite sport to watch for sure. Like, no questions asked. I'm not out here doing
Yeah.
fantasy golf. I'm doing fantasy hockey, and no. It's so going to the games too. Like, I would maybe one day want to go to a PGA event and watch. Like, Zach's done it a bunch of times. He loves it, but we had the chance to go when we were in Toronto, and I preferred that we play around rather than go watch other people play. So, anyways, but yeah, no, hockey. I'm looking forward to it on all fronts: playing, watching, and then fantasy, of course. Um, I just want to add, like, on the what I'm planning for fall now, on the fermentation side is two things. So I've been just a lot of this comes from watching videos, is how I've gotten this knowledge, asking ChatGPT some questions. But my next goal is brewing kombucha. So that's kind of like I'm just itching to make kombucha because there's a few things I still need. There's this massive quart that has like a spout at the end where you kind of have your home base of kombucha starter, and then you pour that into bottles that have like the flip cap on them, and that's how they carbonate in there. So I need that equipment, those two, like the carbonation bottles and then the quart with the spout, and a bottle of actually unfiltered kombucha, which you actually need to make kombucha. So it's kind of like a chicken or the egg. How was the first kombucha ever made if you need kombucha to make kombucha? I don't know, Matt. But I do want to make some, and the flavors that you can put together on your own look incredible. Like, I'm on a quest to brew ginger blackberry kombucha, and I will do so in the next few months. So really looking forward to that.
Cool.
And then the second thing is I want to do this with Andy because she's wanted to as well, is to make our own sourdough. So we have a sourdough starter. It needs to be fed and probably given like revived a little bit. It's struggling, but get that going and then make sourdough. Like, I've never made bread myself other than like helping my mom out as a kid, but like in the last few years as an adult, never made bread. And sourdough is, I would say, the healthiest bread. It just tastes delicious too. So that's a goal of mine. Sourdough, kombucha. We'll report back when those two endeavors are taken.
Wow, I didn't. When you said brew, I was like, is he gonna start making his own like beer, but kombucha? I like kombucha a lot, actually. I used to drink it a lot when I worked at Farm Boy because you just had it there. I could buy it easily. That's awesome. I would actually like to taste that one day. So
Ginger
once you
blackberry.
nail that ginger blackberry, yeah, I'd love to. I'd freaking buy a case off you, or if you're gonna commercialize it or whatever
Who
you're
knows?
gonna do, I want to just try it. Uh, I like that you're like kind of upping your game every year. Like, I wonder next year what you're gonna be talking about for the fermenting game or
Yeah.
brewing game. I kind of like this little journey you're doing, this culinary journey, and the updates you give, every 4 or 6 months. Did not expect to hear you say kombucha, so that's, I don't know, I'm pleasantly surprised to hear that. Stuff that I have planned, I don't really have anything like huge. Like, I have a big art party the day after Sarah's wedding at the
Okay.
Chateau Laurier, so that's the Saturday night. That's gonna be wild. Over 1,000 people, Eric, at the Chateau Laurier and the giant, and all the ballrooms, basically. Yeah, that's gonna be wild. Had to book a hotel room in the market, because it's gonna be so much like, we want to drink, enjoy ourselves. So I have that, and the theme for our work party this year is like a Caribbean cruise theme. So like,
Cool.
I'm gonna be wearing a Hawaiian shirt with
Nice.
just like casual wear, basically. Like, I'm on a cruise, so that should be fun. Just honestly, it's going to be really hectic couple of months too in terms of September, October is the end of the baseball season and the beginning of the playoffs. This is for the MLB. And then hockey starts too. So, like, I don't know how many movies and TV shows I'll be watching. I'll be watching the Blue Jays every night. Hopefully they make it into the playoffs. And then the Sens start at the same time in October. So that's going to be pretty hectic. And it's like this every year too. And then like November, December, I catch up on the year-end movie stuff. I haven't gone to the theater all that much this summer, Eric. It's crazy. Don't plan on going too often either. People at work are always like, man, you used to be like on the pulse, like you'd be going to the theater all the time, letting us know. Now I'm like, I'm not that guy anymore. I even had a comment made to me like at a work event recently where someone's like, oh, you haven't seen F1 yet? Like, don't you watch all the new movies that come out? I'm like, yeah, I used to. But that's okay too. It means I have more of a life and I'm not sitting in a theater all the time. That actually transitions into something I want to recommend for random recommendations. That's not movie, TV, or music related, but I want to recommend the Splitsville Bowling Alley in Canada. It's fairly new. It's in the Canada Centrum. It's basically near the Baton Rouge and the Best Buy in that area, near the Three Brewers in the movie theater.
The landmark.
It's 10-pin bowling, so the bigger balls, unlike Orleans. But this place, Eric, is awesome. It's really well set up. There's 10 lanes on either side of the building, and in the middle there's a bar where you can order drinks and sit down and even order food and eat. You can bring the drinks to your lane too. There's tables and everything at your bowling lane. Really cool atmosphere. Like the lighting's perfect. The music not super loud and hectic, just enough. There's a giant arcade in the back of the bowling lanes too that you can play at. I had a really great time. We had 24 people from work go to this to an evening of bowling, and it was really fun. I don't know about you, but I haven't bowled in a long time, and especially now with the heavy balls and the 10 pins. But I recommend it a lot. I recommend anyone go to Splitsville in Canada. You can book your time online, and then you just show up, or you pay online. It's super fun, Eric. I can't recommend it enough. Splitsville in Canada.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't 10 pin bowled in forever, but we do go bowling like at least once a year, like on Christmas, around Christmas. That's when my family and we all go, 5 of us, and great time. Like 5 pin, 10 pin, can't go wrong. That sounds like a great time, honestly. And I'm kind of picturing this like if this was like a movie, the movie would start off like with just a shot of the theater, and you see the bowling alley like there as well. Car pulls up, you get out, you go to the theater. Then as the movie's ending, same shot, car pulls up, getting out with the squad just going to the bowling alley. It's like a symmetrical. Or you do both, movie then bowling. Like that'd be a great time too. I love the landmark in Canada, like the selection that they have there. Like that's where I saw Godzilla -1. Like I would mission it out there to see movies that the landmark in Orleans doesn't have. But no, that's awesome. Love that. Also haven't seen F1. I'm surprised it's still playing in theaters, but I do want to watch it. But it's kind of long too, like 2 hours and like 40 minutes. It's a commit.
Yeah.
Like if it was Dune, I would go, but not this. Yeah, me too, man. Like movies, I don't think there's that much really this summer that's been that interesting. Like we had the superhero movies. Like the Jurassic World, I'm not interested in watching. I want to see Caught Stealing though, with Austin Butler. Like there's a pretty big cast in that, and apparently it's pretty solid. So that might be the next one. Weapons too, I've heard is good. So, but otherwise, like there's not a whole lot that's coming out soon that interests me that much. But there's always these hidden gems or movies that are kind of premiering at festivals right now that get rave, and then they come out in the end of the fall, winter, and then we go see them in January or something. But right on, man. I'll say my last thing for actually a similar recommendation for the summer, and then get into a fall thing. But my mom and I actually went to, on Thursday night, Le Festival des Montgolfières out on the Gatineau side, which I had never been to before. The reason we went is because none other than Miami's own Flo Rida was performing there, actually. So that's why we went. Great time. Like first of all, concert can't go wrong, and even though it was raining like crazy on this day, we still went, missioned it out in the mud, and had a blast. Like the energy there, even for the opener. So it was this female rapper, Sarah May, who's Senegalese Canadian French rapper. She was amazing. So having her as the opening act, really good. And then yeah, Flowrider was awesome. Like in the rain, everyone was jumping around, having a great time. Pretty young crowd, I would say though. Like I would say younger than Blues Fest. Like it was like looking around, and first of all, I felt like a giant in this crowd, which is not a feeling I get often. And it was like 14, 15-year-olds just hitting the vape, hate to see it, and just having a great time though. But yeah, no, Festival de Montréal would definitely recommend you attend next year, especially if there's an artist you want to see. Strong recommend. And then maybe you see like a hot air balloon or two in the air as well. Like there were none flying that day because of the rain, but still, great time.
I heard it was going on from coworkers because they had to like, they told me about it because they lived there. But no, I would have never, honestly, something I'd be interested in.
Yeah.
Now you've garnered my interest, Derek. Especially, I didn't know about this concert aspect, so that's awesome. Mm-hmm. You were a giant amongst 14 years. That's awesome. Who knew like Flowrider? That's more like our generation, right? So I don't know if he's still super active. That's awesome.
I don't think he's super active.
Fall, I don't really have anything else that I can, like, I have stuff planned around the house, but like I wouldn't say it's nothing too exciting. More like home renos and stuff happening to my house. Like we're gonna get a new front entrance, like a door, frame, everything. We're stuff like that, like home renos. Yeah, nothing else planned. I have a lot of stuff that I want to recommend. Not movie related, but did you have anything else for summer or fall before we jump into?
So for us, we do have a trip planned in the fall. So we're leaving end of September to out east. So we're gonna be driving down to Nova Scotia. So and then try to hit Cape Breton in there as well. But again, I don't know if you've heard, but right now there's kind of a ban on hiking happening in Nova Scotia because of the fires that have happened and have really just torn down like a lot of forested areas. So they've put a heavy ban on hiking and like hefty fines. So that's kind of affecting how we're going to map out this trip. But we've already booked accommodations in Halifax, so we're committing to going. Gonna spend some time in Halifax, do some sightseeing, and then see what we can do in Cape Breton, because we were still able to drive like on the Cabot Trail and stuff, but I do think there are some areas where we had planned on hiking that we may not be able to. But I'm just praying for some rainfall out there to make them lift this ban, and then we could just go all out. Could spend like a lot of time in Cape Breton, do some really beautiful hikes, especially at that time of year. Like the foliage is second to none, so they say. So we'll see. But if not, we may mix in a PEI rip in there as well. Like just we're gonna be driving, so the world is our oyster, and who knows, maybe even a Gaspé Z option to be taken. Who knows? Like just kind of explore out east and have the freedom of, because we don't have that much booked up right now. It is nice to, hey, let's do this in like a week. Let's say we can decide, hey, we're going here. Let's figure out what's available in terms of accommodations. And I feel like with this ban on hiking, there may be a lot of last minute availabilities for us, and hopefully at a more reasonable price. They should just be begging and thankful that people are even going out there, right? So that's what I would think, but what do I know? So yeah, that's kind of what's planned for us as our fall trip. We wanted to stay local this year. Like at a point we wanted to go to the States, but that was quickly whisked away. So that's the plan for us in September or October. See what's happening out east. Let's try some good seafood. Yeah.
What I love, like, this is going to be an awesome road trip, Eric, and you're going to be more flexible because of having the car with you, and that's awesome. I like the fact that, like, it could become, like, improvised, like, oh, let's go there, like, you do the decision on the spot. I like that. I remember driving to Halifax as a kid. Well, my dad driving, obviously, a family road trip. That was awesome. Just driving through all those provinces and making it to Nova Scotia, really fun.
Yeah.
And like Quebec, super underrated in terms of like, yeah, I've been to Quebec City, Montreal, a couple other places, but like going in those like smaller places, probably beautiful. It's such a beautiful province, right? Gaspésie, you never even touched that area, so really cool. Can't wait to hear all about it.
Definitely.
I'm sure we'll get an update on the pod. I think you're gonna be coming back and right away, right? Like hockey's dive into fantasy and NHL, right?
Well, we're gonna do the draft like when we're on vacation out there. So
there you go. Cool.
Doing what we got to do for the people, it's the sacrifices that the commission, his wife, make for the squad. But it's all good. Like the draft is pretty quick, honestly. Like it's an hour and a half at most. Like it's a pretty well-oiled machine
fast
now. So.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. Like for us, it'll be 9 when we do it because I think it's for 8 right now. So, well, our day's done anyways. Like we're not gonna be going out to rip up some club at that time anyways. So, we're just gonna be hotel room, laptops, and figuring it out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, maybe at some Twin Peaks-esque diner.
There you go. That'd be cool. Yeah, no trips planned for me. People I swear, every week at work, people are like, "Oh, when are you going on a trip? When are you taking vacation?" Eric, I have like so many vacation hours at work banked up because I haven't gone anywhere. Like last year, I did Vermont and London, England, and I feel like now I'm not going to go anywhere for 3-4 years. But yeah, I need to remedy that. My parents are forever traveling, so good for them. But I don't know. I'm a bit of a homebody sometimes. Like I like to be in a comfortable routine and don't want to deviate from it.
That's fair.
But yeah. Did you like? I just have some music to talk about, and
let's do it.
Okay. Well, before I get into music, I just want to say I have finished the 4th book in my Red Rising series, and it was great. I believe I've managed to get the 3 first book to your parents' house. Okay.
I'm going to pick them up soon. So when I'm done, I'm on the last Harry Potter book in French. When I'm done that's my next book series that I'm going to attack.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
And you'll know right away in the first one if you're going to want to continue or not, or if you like it. So you'll know fairly on. Oh, how is the Harry Potter in French, by the way? I only read the first 4 of them in French. Is it like just equally as good, or tell me about that, Eric.
No, I mean, I've read them all in French before. It's not the first time I have. I love them. Like, it's the same, really. Like, I enjoy them just as much. If anything, I like it a little more because I don't read as much in French, like, not even close. So, for me, it's just, like, taking in French media I really enjoy. And, again, it's the Harry Potter world. I'm so comfortable and familiar with it that it's also easier. I don't have to imagine, like, what am I reading right now? Like, what does it look like? I know exactly what it is. I can picture the scenes of the movies in my head. Like, it's a very easy read. And it's cool how, like, I can see the scenes happening in English, how the dialogue is, like, almost the same just in French, right? So, like, I'm enjoying it a lot, honestly. Like, I'm halfway through Deathly Hallows Part 1. Like, now Ron has just left the group, spoiler alert. So it's been fun to go through that. The Deluminator will bring him back.
Deathly Hallows rips by because there's so much packed in like such a short book.
Yeah.
I remember being disappointed by the length of it when it came out, being like, it's not shorter than book 6, and not as big as book 5, so what the hell? But it's a page turner for sure.
Definitely.
Before I get into the music, actually, I'm like teasing the music right now,
time.
But we have started last year, but me and Mackenzie and I have watched all of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, sitcom. That sitcom started in 2005, Eric, and is still producing new episodes to this day. It's season 17 right now that came out this year that we're almost finished. We just got one more episode to go. That's a crazy amount of time like the passage of time, seeing the characters like not almost 20 years younger in season 1, and now they're older, but they're still equally as funny and outrageous. This is an outrageous sitcom, crazy premises, but the show has done a good job of always keeping it fresh, not boring. and it just makes it like you don't have to watch the episodes in sequence. You can just pick up right where you can pick up in the middle of any season, and it's funny. And Danny DeVito, oh my god, the man's almost like he's in his 80s, and he's still as funny as back then. He's a legendary actor, in my opinion. Danny DeVito, great career all the way since back from the 70s up till now. Love that guy, and the other four are great too. Can't dismiss him, but it's a really good sitcom, and I'll be sad when I'm done all the episodes. And it's a fun journey of starting a sitcom and watching it for over a year. Whenever there's downtime, whenever you have a 20 minutes to kill. So yeah, it's always Sunny in Philadelphia. I want to recommend it if you just need something easy to watch on a rainy day.
Yeah, that's a good call. I've seen like at least one, if not two seasons of it. I thought it was hilarious, but I stopped for some reason. Maybe I was overdoing it. Like I was watching them too fast, like too many of them, and then kind of lost track of, like just kind of dismissed it after. But no, everyone raves about this show. Like a lot of people say it's like their favorite comedy. Frank, they like, are enamored with him. Who's your favorite of like not with no Danny DeVito? Like who's your favorite of the four other characters? Like who's the funniest in your opinion?
I think honestly, I think Dennis is my favorite character. Other than Frank, it'd be Dennis, because he's the most like narcissistic and savage with like his ideas and comments. Like he's kind of a huge asshole, and I kind of like that. Charlie Day is very repetitive, always screaming and very repetitive. And Mac, played by Rob McElhenney, like he's funny too, and but Dennis is the most like wittiest, and savage one of them. But Dee's also great too. I don't know. They're all great, but Dennis is my favorite out of the bunch, other than Frank.
I like that. So it's funny that you mentioned It's Always Sunny, because I've actually been seeing in the last few weeks on Twitter, there's kind of been this trend of people posting clips from comedies where you can clearly see that some of the actors in the scene are trying not to laugh, but the scene goes on. Like this is not a blooper reel. It's like legit the scene that made it in the show, and in the background you can see actors just fighting for their life, not trying to laugh. And there's a lot of scenes from It's Always Sunny. So I've been seeing a lot of these scenes where you see like Mac hiding a grin, or Charlie Day having to fully turn around because he's just in tears. Like those clips have been hilarious, and it's actually gotten me in a It's Always Sunny mood. So it's funny that you mentioned that like today, when I've been seeing all these clips for the last 2 weeks, which before that I'd never really been seeing Sunny clips. So good stuff.
I've seen Office clips like that and Parks and Rec clips like that where people improvise, and in the background people are trying not to burst out loud. Like Idris Elba in The Office, when Michael Scott says something, he's like trying to keep serious.
Well, the clip I saw of Idris Elba with where he's trying not to laugh is when David Wallace goes to give like an update to the floor about how the Michael Scott Paper Company is taking away clientele from them, and then David says hi to everybody, and then Kelly says hi, and then David goes hi, and then Kevin goes hi, and you can see Idris Elba tries not to laugh at Kevin's additional hi. It's pretty funny.
That I remember that exactly. It's delayed, and like the way he says it,
exactly.
That's great. Didn't know that was a trend.
Yeah.
Did you I just have a couple albums to recommend, but did you want to go ahead first, Eric? Did you have anything else?
No, let's get into these albums. We've been teased enough out here. Let's hear them. I'm looking forward to this.
Well, I've been listening to, I've been talking to Brandon at work a lot, Hip Hop Fiend 85, who always joins us at the end of the year for the top 10. Well, I want to recommend I think it'll be his number 6 album of the year, Unlearning Volume 2 by Evidence. It is a really solid album. Brandon was talking to me about it and saying, this is just as good as like Volume 1 and the what was that other album I had on my list? It was like the Beneficence Evidence album. It doesn't matter. Unlearning Volume 2 is just as good. Good beats, good lyrics. The album just, I don't know, I put it on when I'm driving and it just starts and ends. It's kind of like one long track to me.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Did you have you listened to it yet, Eric?
Yeah, I just listened once. I do want to go back to it because I figured it'd have a chance to be on either yours or Brandon's list. And yeah, for me, that's what I took away from it is that it was really consistent the whole way, but I don't recall anything like truly grabbing me and be like, "Whoa, this song." So I got it, and I do think though that it is an album where like you got to be listening to what he's saying because he does get tend to get personal from what I understand of evidence on his
Mm-hmm.
song. So you got to be paying
Mm-hmm.
attention. Whereas I think I was like, it was a work day when I was listening, so I do want to re-listen
I
to it for
see.
sure. I'm not dismissing it at all, but yeah, I don't recall like songs blowing me away. But again, re-listen. There's a Larry June song out there. I always like seeing my guy pop up, but I'll recheck this for sure. And I remember he had evidence Unlearning Volume One in his top 10 either last year or the year before.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
The other album I listened to that I loved has a lot of cool features on it. And that one, like, I can go, it's more song by song, or they're all different. But this one is, the next album is God.
Hey, let's
God Does
go.
Like It Ugly by JID. That one I really thought was solid.
Nice.
The first song, I think West Side Gun's on it.
Yeah.
But, like a lot of the songs have a featured artist on it. And I like that format, too, at the end of the day. And I thought this was a super solid album, Eric. Bangers, good beats, good features. Have you listened? By your reaction, you've checked it out?
Oh yeah, no, I've listened to this a lot. Community may be like my favorite song of the year. Honestly, I love that song with the clips. The rain made him understand it. The gun made him understand. The sun made so when both Pusha T and Malice start their verses, just head bobbing like I'm just dialed in hearing those. Like their verses are nasty, and even JD, who he uses two flows on the song. Where the first time I heard it, I thought there was another person rapping, like because his first verse starts off like super aggressive. And then the second one, it's like clearly his voice with the Lisan Al Gaib. When he, as soon as he said Lisan Al Gaib, I'm like, all right, this is my jam. I knew it was a rap. But there's a lot of other songs on here that I like a lot, like VCRs with Vince Staples, Glory, Work. I feel like the album starts off really strong on McAfee. No, big fan of this album for sure, but had to highlight Community. Great song, like My Ghetto's Not Your Culture. Malice, just some nasty bars. And yeah, what a year for the Clips as a group. Like, what a comeback. And I like that they're being featured on a few of these newer artists' albums too. Like, people are trying to cash in on the wave. But no, I was a big fan of this album for sure.
I didn't even know who Clips was until this year, honestly. And their album that came out, I'm a big fan of, and now this one too,
Yeah.
which they're just featured on that song. But yeah, I remember hearing the Lisa Al Gaib like reference, and I'm like, oh my god, I love when songs do that to me, like put movie references like that are relevant to that day. Like we're gonna be listening to it maybe in 20 years, being, oh yeah, the Dune movies. That's right, they came out in the 2020s.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that shit.
Oh man, I'm just reading these lyrics from this song. I just want to start rapping them, but it's not gonna do anybody any good. But yeah, no, that's like honestly, right now that's my favorite song. Community, like I haven't had a favorite song in a while, but I'm just find myself going back to that one from that album constantly. Like I'm a big people know this. I'm a start to finish album guy. But I jumped to that one right away. I just can't help myself. Nice. No, hip hop. And I was actually telling Brandon yesterday, funnily enough, that this year, like, I could easily make a top 10 list right now that I'd be comfortable with as, like, end of year. Like, this is it. But I know it's going to change. I know there's probably 2 to maybe 4 albums that are going to get replaced on there. But there's some that are locked in, not going anywhere on my list for sure. But no, honestly, really good year for rap. I think right now I'd confidently say I've liked this year more than last year for rap for sure. Because I have some contenders for number one. I'm pretty sure I know what my number one album is, but there's a few that could be juggling up there too. So yeah, no, it's been strong. Yeah.
I agree with you. I think I can make my top 10 right now as well. this is also the year. This is the year of Boldy James, as is every other year we've done because he put out 5 albums. But I'm not even joking. Like I've listened to all his albums from this year, Eric, and they're all at worst they're super solid. At best, they're gonna like it's gonna be hard to get off my to not make it on my top 10. Honestly, like
Yeah.
I've had Boldy James in the past in my top 10, but this is gonna be maybe more than one appearance. I'm not even joking. Like just that first one he put out, murder during drug traffic or whatever.
Yeah.
That was super solid. But then I feel like he elevated his game. Permanent ink, conversational pieces.
Oh yeah.
Even his last. Oh, like dude, unbelievable. Since what 8 months now and 5 albums or 4 or 5, insane.
It's probably got more. I honestly think he's dropped 6 albums this year. I think there's 6. One. Yeah. So I think, and I don't think he's done either, right? Like I feel like we're gonna have probably 2 more, like in the fall. Mr. 227, the guy doesn't stop. So no, it's been a strong year. I've enjoyed it a lot. Like I've been in the last few months, there's been like every week almost there's a new album. I'm like, wow, like I'm loving this one. So yeah, no, I think we're gonna have our hands full for our hip hop album episode for sure. Gonna be leaving some good ones off the list, but I am confident. Like I feel like if we go back and listen to our last few years of top 10s, if we were to redo them, there'd probably be somewhere where like, yeah, I'd never listen to this album anymore. Like, yeah.
No, you're right. No, absolutely. That's one thing we could do as an experiment. Do a retro top 10, like a retrospective. Like we could change it up. Anyways, that'd be a cool experiment. Oh, there's for sure albums I don't even know the name of anymore that was on my top 10. Like so. You brought an interesting point 2 seconds ago, Eric. You said Community is your favorite song of the year. I don't ever think in my life someone's asked me like, oh, what's your favorite song or in general. Like I can't, that's not even a question I can answer. I don't think of like, I think of albums as like, that's my favorite album or artist, but songs themselves, I never think about too deeply like that. And then I started thinking about that more and more in the last 5 minutes. Like, I can't even do like a top 10 favorite songs of all time, or it's crazy. Do you have that same feeling, Eric, or you could like name me 5 songs that like favorite songs of all time or of the year?
For me, it all comes down to like moment in time, right? Like what was my favorite song at a certain point? Like there's some songs that immediately jump to mind. Like the first one that came to my head was Coordinates by Travis Scott. That's like that was my like 2016, 2017 anthem. But there's songs off that whole album, Birds in the Trap, Sing McKnight. I would just bump those all the time, and it brings me back to that exact time. Like Fireman, Lil Wayne back in like 2008. Lollipop, Lil Wayne too. We Taken Over, DJ Khaled. It's like specific songs for times in my life. I could definitely say like, those are my favorite songs for sure. But it's again, it all comes down to the association to the song. But yeah, making like a top 10 songs of all time list would be so hard because am I judging it on the nostalgia factor of like this makes me think of that time, or this is one of the best rap songs, which most of them would be rap for me, of all time. Like it'd be so hard to actually do that. Albums are easier because it's like what stands the test of time. Like what I used to like back then, I may not like anymore. Like even the episode we did top five artists forever, we did that with Dan. Like I'm taking Harry Styles off the Doors. Like get out of my top 5. Like I'm not putting those. Even like Travis Scott nowadays. Like I don't listen to his music as much anymore. It was in a different vibe back in the day, right? Like I would keep Freddie Gibbs, Mac Miller for sure, but Travis Scott, I have to think about it. It's like you look at, it's a moment in time thing. That's what's fun about the pod is that like it's opinions we had at a certain point, and even this episode we just did today is like what was going on in summer 2025 and what's coming up in fall 2025. Like that's what I really enjoy about these opinions and lists that we do put out there. They are fluid, right?
I agree with you on the Desert Island thing too. I would keep Oasis and Neil Young, but I would not have the same bottom 3. I'd be completely changed. That's a good point, Eric. And the songs associated with moments of your life, I think it'd be the same for me. And I couldn't objectively say, like, this is my favorite song just because it's a great song. No, it'd all be songs because I associate them with high school, university,
Right.
etc. So, yeah, 100%. But, yeah,
So
that's it. That's all I have for to recommend. Save the movies for another time.
I'll just recommend one
Oh,
book
what do
while
you
I
got
have
there?
it on hand from the library. One of my favorites of this year, honestly, it's a nonfiction one called The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. I don't know if you've heard of her, but she's pretty famous actually. She's actually the woman who had the first TED Talk of all time. Like she gave the first TED Talk, and she's put out a lot of books about like strategies you can use in your day-to-day life really to improve your life or change things up in whatever situation you find yourself in. And what the let them theory has that I found really interesting was it's just like little tools that can kind of help you get out of your own head. And the premise is basically like people in life are going to have their opinions of you or think a certain thing, and there's not really much you can do in terms of changing how a person acts or what they think or say. So just let them be, and really all you can do is just focus on you. So let me take control of this situation, bring the best version of myself forward in these situations, and just try to control an outcome, but just really make sure that you're not feeding into perhaps a perceived negative approach that someone has, or imagine things in your head where you're maybe thinking like, oh, like I didn't get invited to this, my friends must hate me. Not at all. Maybe it's
Right.
because like there's this happening and they thought you weren't available. Whatever it is, like she gives a lot of real life examples of stuff that she's gone through. For like that example, really, of thinking that her friends were like kind of icing her out, and that she must have done something wrong, but that was not the case at all. It's just that she was in a different place in her life. They're doing stuff with their kids and whatnot. So regardless, like this is one of my favorite books I read this year. Would definitely recommend The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. A lot of good stuff in there. Good tips on just like how to not really care as much about perception and what people think of you. A lot of it is really just in your head, and people aren't thinking about you as much as you think they are, kind of thing, right? Like that's kind of a fact. Is that we often assume like, oh, this person's pissed at me, or they're thinking this because I did that. Like they don't give a shit about what you did, really. So it's just like hearing it from someone else like does reinforce what a lot of you listening may already know, but I found it really enjoyable. So yeah, Let Them Theory, Mel Robbins, really good book.
I'd be very interested in reading that, honestly. Thanks for the recommend. Because I used to suffer from that when I was younger, like walking, everyone's thinking about me. Everyone must be thinking what, like, exactly. You're not as important, no one's thinking about you. What you just said, Eric, was really, really good. Would have blew my mind if you had told me that 10 years ago when I needed to hear it, not right now, where I've already had that realization. But I'd be very interested in reading this one. So
nice.
That's awesome that you bring it up on the pod.
Yeah, I felt like I had to. I have the book on hand. It's due at the library soon, so I like to just show that for the YouTube viewers. See that green cover, they'll know where to find it at their municipal library. But yeah, no, that's all I had to recommend as well.
No, that's great. Good stuff.
But yeah, no,
I'm good too. I'm tapped out.
A lot of fun, Matt. Great episode as per usual. Looking forward to getting updates on how the fall is going. And any final notes for the listeners?
I want to thank you guys for listening to our podcast. I hope you're enjoying the end of your summer right now, and maybe we gave you some ideas for fall. Just thank you everybody for listening. I really appreciate it. And have a great fall, everyone.
Well said, Matt. So yeah, thanks a lot, everybody, for listening. Stay tuned for episodes dropping every 2 Mondays. Continue to enjoy the end of summer. Happy Labor Day, and peace.